Welcome back, Forts fans from around the world, to game number 11 of the Forts Official Tournament 21 replay commentary here on Synergy Gaming TV. Without further ado, let's introduce our players on the left-hand side. Playing Scattershot, it is Firework, and his opponent, the ever-so-lengthy sniping comeback king. Playing Spook, it is Matteo. So, playing on some ledge grab here, the dual-core, wall-mounted game of shenanigans. Very strange here to see Matteo going with a turbine, early turbine on this map. Typically, you don't need energy production due to the two cores. Excuse me, generating a ridiculous amount of energy, but we see Firework doing the same thing. Very interesting strats here. Maybe these guys have something that they've worked out in the new meta that has changed and shifted. Again, this is going to change and shift once High Seas becomes available. We get to start seeing orbitals and deck guns and all sorts of other things on these bases in these tournaments. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see how those all interface with the ranked mode when it's ready and available. For those of you guys who don't know, the High Seas DLC will not be available in ranked until sometime after the release. That just gives the developers a little bit of time to crunch out some bugs and figure out some stuff and hammer in the refinement of the game. Yes, we are recording all of these in one day. And yes, we still have the cold. So there will be some silent, weird muting throughout the replay. Let's take a look and see what these guys are doing. It's looking to me like Matteo is going for his evil shenanigans rocket rush. That's what it's looking like here. Or maybe making it look like a rocket rush. Or, I know what he did. He busted up these. I'm an idiot. That's not what he did. He busted these up so he could get sandbags in here instead. Very clear. Brain's not working. Okay, what else do we got going down here? I think both guys are doing relatively similar builds here. Matteo skipping himself a node where it looks like Firework is... Wait a minute. Did I get that right? Node. Okay, so Firework is 2 grid units ahead. I don't know why I can't see things today. Alright, sandbags are finishing up here. The Tier 2 technology munitions plant is finishing up here for the Spook player Matteo. And Scattershot. Obviously going to be going for those 20 mils. Yeah, so we're just kind of in that limbo here. FA key, we're coming up to 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the match. I'm very interested to see how this match plays out. You can see both players basically rushing to get their tier 2 weapons out. Their cannons are 20 mils out first. As we know, we should see the 20 mils should land sooner, but they might not because of Matteo's ahead on the technology being dropped. This is why, you guys, if you're new to Forts, this is why getting your build timing in order is so important. Nothing else matters in the current meta other than getting your technologies down. We see new players doing this all the time where they sit there and they build a bunch of wood and they spam this and they build extra storages and they do all this crap, and before they're ready to go, their opponent's got 2 cannons and already blown them up. So this is super important. Basically, you don't spend any money unless it's on technology and the things needed to produce the requirements to build those technologies, while adding in the odd turbine and mine at the same time. If you guys are unfamiliar with how to build and you guys are just checking this out, check out 7 Golden Rules on the channel. Great tutorial video. And the action has started. Buzzsaw coming across here from Firework, going to apply that pressure to Matteo. And of course, Matteo just laughs and deals with it. No problem. I'm telling you guys, this cough is atrocious. What's even worse is I don't have a mute button on the microphone, so I have to use the channel on-off button on my mixing board, which isn't bad. I can just reach over. It's relatively easy. I mean, my hand is on it right now. It's just not something that I can just feel for because there's so many bloody buttons on the thing. Another buzzsaw coming in here from Fireshot, and we're adding in a little bit of gunners here to add some extra pressure. It's looking like Firework has anticipated the fact that this is a howitzer. No, he has not anticipated. He can see it sticking out of the back because Matteo is a noob. Just kidding. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Alright, extra gunners coming in here. Firework got a door on there. That's probably because he didn't hit control when he placed the gunner down and just automatically built the door. For those of you guys who don't know, if you hold control, you'll see the door not be placed, and if you release control, the door will be placed. Kind of cool if you have the resources. There's going to be some videos on more things like that in the future. Another great buzzsaw coming from Firework here. This is where Matteo is going to end up suffering a little bit here. More damage coming through here. And this is where he really needs to land some of those Howie shots and make sure that he gains kind of that economic flow and that advantage that he seems to be lacking in. Extra sandbags in the front. Matteo is probably one of the best sandbag masters. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Matteo is French, if I'm not mistaken. Yet, he is stealing the German sandbag ball. Very interesting here. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, check out the Firebeam tutorial video. Top 5 ways to deal with firebeams. It's a really good video. I worked really hard on that one. Here we come. Matteo trying to pull a page out of Eaton's book here and getting some value with his sniper. And Howie shot coming with Spook, and it gets taken out, but that's okay. I think Matteo anticipated that. As you can see, he was already on his sniper, ready to rock and roll. Those of you guys who also don't know, lots of facts and information in this game. 20mm cannons have... okay, how can I word this correctly? I always word it wrong. I believe that sandbags have a multiplier against 20 mils, meaning in which that 20 mils are not efficient against sandbags. So, sandbag walls are a very good way to counter 20mm cannons. However, when you activate Scattershot's ability, it's basically irrelevant. Now, cool, interesting fact while we're sitting here waiting for some good action to happen here. Matteo getting some great snipes, great value. As you can see, we've got the C more sniper and the C less sniper. This is stuff that we've talked about in other tutorial videos as well. So you can see that the pro players are actually accurate in the things that we've talked about on the channel. I hate this cough. I was going to go on a tangent with something else, and I have completely forgotten what it was. More gunners in the front here. You can see the Firework has got himself a lot of that cheddar in the front of his base. Great double sniper coming from the scatter shot here. Interesting that he's leaving the door open and viable. This is something that Matteo is definitely going to capitalize on, for sure. We've got that activated ability, and you can see it does basically nothing to the sandbags. This is a very interesting match here. I'm very surprised. Buzzsaws. Man, those scattershot buzzsaws are insane. They go from 3 blades to 5, if I'm not mistaken, because they get an extra 2 shots. That makes it definitely something that you need to anticipate. Is scattershot buzzsaws are definitely a thing. Activated the ability here. Spook is going to steal 200 metal and 2,000 energy from Firework here, but he doesn't really care because he's using his super awesome OP double sniper. Great shot from Matteo there, takes out that sniper of Fireworks. Fireworks just replaces it, and Howie doesn't hit. These Garys have absolutely saved the day once again. So there's been a lot of talk in the Forts Discord about needing to nerf Scattershot. Oh man, this is brutal. About needing to nerf Scattershot. Well, I can tell you in the Synergized Balance mod, we have addressed a little bit of that issue. And we have increased the size of Scattershot's meter. So for those of you guys don't know, I believe it's like 30% smaller. So it fills 30% faster. So you get Scattershot's ability more often, which makes sense because 20 mils are super broken. Excuse me, super broken when used with Scattershot. So, but what we've done is actually swapped the meter between Scattershot and Shock and Awe, and now it's actually made Shock and Awe relatively viable, and people are using Shock and Awe quite a bit. There we go. Cannon shot coming through here very well. And overall, the increased meter hasn't really hurt Scattershot all that much. Man, great accuracy coming here from Firework. Of course, they do get that aimbot line, so they can get their aiming correct here. Matteo just spamming in some wood there to help make sure that the and the turbine. We'd love to see that finally. Fireworks, buzzsaws bouncing off the shields here, looking pretty good. And what else do we got coming up this way? Cannon is still window. And Spook's ability being activated again. This is something I found in balancing the commanders a little bit, or trying to balance the commanders, I should say. I shouldn't take full credit for it. But we've found that adjusting the size and the speed at which the commanders' meters fill has been a very good way to balance out the commanders. And sometimes you don't need to increase their special powers or whatever it is they do. You just need to give it to them a little bit more often. Very interesting variable that can be used to make some adaptation. Yeah, wow! Wow! That is a true version of the Scattershot sniper. They're taking out 2 gunners because of the deviation on those 2 shots. Crazy. Matteo missing a sniper shot. needs a little bit more of that eaten power. There we go. Doing a little bit of damage there. I don't believe that turbine is going to stay. I'm pretty sure it's there just for moral support. Buzzsaw is coming again here from Firework, dealing some damage onto that core. A couple Garys being taken out here. This is a situation that Matteo is not super locked in. Now, I am a firm believer of just going straight cannons. Howies are just too easy to shoot down and require a such higher level of mechanical skill to get them to land. You really need to be efficient with your snipers, which is obviously something Matteo can do. Not too concerning there. But you really need to make sure that you're taking out that AA in order to get these to land. Finally! Oh my goodness gracious golly me. That is a fantastic combination here, you guys. The howitzer / cannon. That is extremely good here. Ugh! Matteo dropping that APM, gets those sandbags in play. This is something that's unique to sandbags, is that they actually function while they're building. As you guys know, armor and bracing do not. But sandbags have a unique feature where they are actually present while they're building. Very interesting. Another tip, top to tip, do. Man, English some days. I'm telling you guys, it's not that easy. And then when you're sick and you sound like a garburator, it's just not good. Great pressure coming here from Firework right now. He's definitely controlling the map space here right now. Matteo trying to fight here for map control. We've got a bunch of extra gunners though, but I'm not exactly sure. That's why. Because he's Spook. And he knows... Guys, I think this is the first time that I've remembered that Spook is a thing, and that Matteo's actually capitalized on the fact that he sees a howitzer building. Because I never remember that Spook commanders can see what the opponent is building. Knowledge is just so good. Knowledge is just so good. And I see why Spook is picked. I mean, being able to steal resources from your opponent and add them to your own, I just think it's awesome. I just think it's so awesome. Adding a little bit of pop there so that we can wet the whistle. Matteo getting some value again from his snipers, and I retract that statement because Firework got even more value out of his. Howie shot coming in here, but unfortunately no gunners. We're going to chew through that cheddar, and this is going to be GG. One core down. Matteo is still into it, though. The match is not over. Firework... Okay, the match should be over now. That is just awful. Matteo saying they're GG in the chat. He's letting it happen. Batteries are going to blow up. That is next to impossible to come back from. He has lost all sort of map control. And Firework is just being relentless here. Boom, there it is. Guys. Oh, Sal's work is in here. Fantastic, you guys. All right, that is game number 11. Fantastic gameplay from Firework here. He really managed to maintain that map control here. Very difficult to get those howitzers to land in order to do the damage that you need if you're not if your opponent is prepared for it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is everything in this game. That is Firework versus Matteo, Scattershot versus Spook.